Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
If you're looking for one of these shows that just sort of eases into it in the morning, you're not quite awake for this. I mean, you might just start picking us up around 6:30 because we just dive right in.
I've been up a while.
I'm not sure I'm ready for it. I'm talking to the person listening right now that their alarm goes off with the Chuck and Bo show.
Yeah.
By the way, that's half of America. I don't know if you've seen the ratings. That's half of America.
Astronomical.
It's Chuck and Bo, Fox News, and then whatever else.
And it's close at the top. Don't kid yourself.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo
There we
show."
go.
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
There's the snap. Chambliss takes a knee, and this one's in the books. Sam Pittman and Lane Kiffin making their way to midfield. Heck of a football game. If you're a Razorback fan, the wrong team won. Ole Miss wins it. 41-35, the final score.
Morning, Chuck.
Good
morning.
Yeah, when Arkansas got the ball there, the only thing I was worried about was that they would score too soon.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss would have time to come down and kick a field goal. I was certain that Arkansas was going to score there and take the lead. Now, I've talked to people since who say, well, I knew it all along. But I didn't. I thought they were going to score, and that's a tough way to lose now. And that's an understatement, I know.
It's really difficult to lose it like that, especially after you give yourself a chance to have the ball with a chance to go win the game. And that's what we talked about. You got to have a chance to win in the fourth quarter and find a way to win. That's getting over the hump. And listen, there'll be a lot of talk about the defense, and there'll be a lot of talk about how, that's going to ruin the season, and they're going to have to really figure something out. And all that may be true, and they've got to get better on defense. But I look across the country, and people are giving up this kind of points to everybody. Georgia gave up, 40 to Tennessee. The Notre Dame Texas A&M game, you're scoring in the 40s. I mean, it's all over the country. But 2 missed field goals and a fumble driving to win the game, you beat yourself.
Well, you certainly like to have that back.
What that tells me is you have a chance to go. You have a chance to still go do things. This is not a 4-win football team. This is not a 5-win football team. Unless somebody gets hurt, which knock on wood, this is a team that will compete like this in virtually every game they play in. I mean, they'll probably have a stinker along the way. Most teams do. But I watched them compete in a tough environment on Saturday night with a chance to win the game at the end.
Well, your point about giving up a lot of points, that you see that around the country. I mean, that's true. The common denominator is generally bad tackling. Arkansas's got some things to improve on there. That's not news. I understand that. But, we've talked a lot about, and I believe this, that so much of winning big games, shootout kind of ball games, and there were a bunch of them over the weekend, is situational defense. I'll point to 2 times Arkansas got stops, the start of the second half and the end of the second half. And neither time was Arkansas able to put points on the board. And in a game like that, you've got to be able to answer. I mean, when you get the ball like that, you've got to be able to score. Now, again, it never crossed my mind on that final possession that it would end the way it did. I was certain they were going to score. I wasn't quite as certain, honestly, at the start of the second half. But when they got the ball back there, you think, well, gosh, they can come down here and score and get the lead. And sometimes playing with a lead in a game like that's a really big deal. And unfortunately, they were just not in a spot where they could get to that point. But they can score points. And the one thing that I will say about Ole Miss, I watched Memphis play some on Saturday and didn't see much of the Tennessee-Georgia ball game, but the points speak for themselves. Notre Dame scored a lot of points in their game. But Ole Miss has a very good offense, and I'm not sure Arkansas is going to see a better offense for a few weeks. I'm not saying there won't be one down the stretch that's better at the time. But I don't think Notre Dame's offense is better than Ole Miss's. I mean, it was good Saturday night, apparently. And so, because the points speak for themselves. But so Notre Dame can score a little bit. Memphis beat up on a bad Troy team. So I don't know that we learned a lot there. But I don't think their offense is going to be as good as Ole Miss's.
Oh, I've watched some of the Memphis game, and I don't really have big concerns unless Arkansas doesn't show up for the game. I mean, that was the way we felt about Arkansas State. I feel like it's similar.
I think they're better than Arkansas State, although Arkansas State certainly, they played their rear ends off this weekend against Iowa State. And, but I don't think Memphis is, I mean, they're not SEC caliber, but that doesn't mean they won't play a great game.
If you don't pay attention to college football, then maybe this will not hit the right chord with you. But if you pay attention to college football, you can't tell me that Arkansas is not one of the best 25 teams in the country. Like, just turn on the TV and watch games and watch Arkansas play. And then tell me Iowa State's better than Arkansas. Tell me South Carolina's better than Arkansas. I know their quarterback got hurt in the first half. I mean, Vanderbilt's not any better than Arkansas. They're going to get all the praise right now. They ended up in the right situation. And if Arkansas figures out a way to win that game and they don't put it on the ground at the end, driving the ball in, then everybody's talking about them today. But this idea that, you lose a game and you're either this or that, I mean, it's just laughable to me.
Well,
watch the games.
It's week to week, that's for sure. And, I mean, now more so than ever. But if you try to base your opinion of this week on last week, I mean, you got a pretty good chance of being wrong.
That's kind of what I mean. I mean, but you can tell beyond that. Like, you can look at a team and say, Tennessee's really good.
Tennessee's good.
Yeah, they're not bad because
they made a good trade at
they
quarterback,
lost that
didn't
game.
they?
Yeah, they did. UCLA's fired their
Steal of
coach
the
0-3. New Mexico was a 15-point underdog that Bart called as a lock, and they won the game 35-10.
That's right.
They won by 25 points.
In front of a crowd of 237 people.
They outdid the number. They outdid the number by 40 points. But
I felt pretty good about that one.
But my point
That
still
was stealing money
is
there.
we only look when it comes to ranking teams at wins. We don't look at who's playing who, because every win's not the same. Just change the schedule and you realize that. By the way, Kansas State has lost again.
The misery, bad Arizona.
The misery index is so high for South Carolina, Notre Dame, Florida, Kansas State. Brian Kelly delivered the post game press conference of the weekend because somebody asked him about the offense not being very good and struggling on third down and all this stuff. After they beat Florida 20-10, what was the number in the game?
7.
Yeah, they covered. Mm-hmm. And people, in the Baton Rouge media contingent, not happy.
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right, how about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game.
Well, now we live in a world where, I know you won, but it wasn't perfect. Right. So how come it wasn't perfect?
So that some teams win, and that's not good enough, and other teams lose, and that's definitely not good enough. But you're like, man, they're still a good football team.
I'm sure that he had given probably a 3-4 minute summation of the ball game before that question was asked, and obviously he had talked about the offense.
He did.
And I understand why he went off. That was a dumb question right out of the gate. I mean, it had already been addressed, and it wasn't perfect, but they did win the game, and it's like that's not even valued anymore.
Well, no, if you're LSU and the expectation this year is to win a national championship, which is clearly what it is since they won their opener. for the first time in however long.
Well, that should have been a sign. You know, there are some trends to spot, and we talk about how it's week to week, and I believe that. But you can spot some trends, like South Carolina, for example, struggled to beat Virginia Tech in the opener. Won the ball game, close game. At the time, it was like, oh, well, South Carolina's good. I mean, look at the way they beat Virginia Tech there at the end. It turns out Vanderbilt boat raced Virginia Tech, and then they did the same thing to South Carolina. And Virginia Tech lost by 3 touchdowns at home to Old Dominion and fired their coach. So, maybe some of these teams that we've, placed on the pedestal aren't quite as good as we thought they were, and maybe some that we underestimated, have turned out to be pretty good.
Arkansas loses at Ole Miss at night in Oxford, 41-35, the 17th-ranked Rebels at the time of kickoff. Taylor Green became the first quarterback since Matt Jones to rush for over 100 yards in consecutive games. He became the first in program history to throw for 300-plus and reach 100 yards rushing in the same game. And believe it or not, Arkansas outgained the Rebels 522 to 475 yards. But Jalen Brown's fumble at the Ole Miss 24 on second down after the 2-minute timeout ended up being the difference. Arkansas could have gotten a stop and maybe gotten the ball back, but they only had 2 timeouts left. Ole Miss was able to get 1 first down, and that was it for the game. Arkansas, 9 of 12 on third down.
Yeah, they're at like 75%.
They're number 1 in the country.
Ball games.
Number 1 in the country on third down. Mm-hmm. By the way, we want to hear from you. 877-377-6963. If you want to get in here, you can text, call the show. 877-377-6963. Don't call and say, I can't believe they made a backup quarterback look good. That quarterback's good. That guy is good. He can play.
Yes.
And he also had the game of his life. But, I mean, that's an athlete running around that's electric and can throw it. And he was putting it on the money most of the game.
He's not the backup quarterback anymore.
Yeah,
I will say that. He's the starter. And
the worst defensive play of the game is when they had me at quarterback for Ole Miss on one leg.
Yeah.
And they leave a guy running just wide open in the end. Like, they wanted to bring pressure because he's on one leg. I get it, but you can't leave. Like, the communication on defense at times was, and I think they'll get this figured out. I think they'll get better on defense. But again, people are struggling on defense all over the country. I mean, good teams.
Well, you've got a lot of teams out there. Arkansas is one of them. And, as one who, because I call the game, I pay attention to the roster and where these guys came from. My point is there are so many transfer portal guys on the defensive sides of the ball because virtually every team last year, for example, that didn't win as many games as they wanted to, the common denominator was they weren't very good on defense. They couldn't stop anybody. So they go out in the portal and they get a bunch of guys. And, we talk a lot about meshing on offense, okay? Well, these guys can throw the ball to each other all summer long and do. And it's a little bit different on defense. And so I wonder if Arkansas's defense, Georgia's defense, for example, decide a really good team out there. Some of these other defenses out there that are, supposed to be pretty good. I wonder if they will be once these guys play with each other 4 or 5 ball games. It may not be until then. And some of them won't ever come together. I mean, they'll struggle all year, and you don't want to be one of those teams.
By the way, we'll hit a break, come back and take some calls, get your reaction. It's Reaction Monday. I mean, everybody's got to have a reaction. You let it rip. Today's your day. You get to say it today. I was referring to about, like, Austin Simmons playing, which I don't know if I've ever, for 2-3 snaps, and then throwing that touchdown pass when they left the guy uncovered while Chambliss was out getting his finger worked on. I didn't really explain that a second ago. But I don't know if I've ever seen a more injured guy at quarterback trying to facilitate an offense. I mean, he could barely walk. Did you see when he dropped back to make that pass? How he was just kind of limping through? I've never seen that. Not that bad. I couldn't believe they ran him out there.
They didn't want to. I guarantee you they didn't want to.
They gave up a touchdown to him.
I could. Well, obviously, that's what I was referring to.
Right.
I didn't do a good
Right.
enough job if you didn't watch the game or didn't see that play explaining it. But, I mean, they had 7 pounds of tape on that guy's ankle. And he could put almost no weight on it and somehow ran the ball at one point, and I think that really made it way worse for him.
You know, it doesn't matter now, but Ole Miss really fudged during the week on their injury reports to the league
That was
about
all over
this guy.
social media. They should be fined and all that.
I suspect there's going to be more heard about that. I don't know if there will be a fine, but there's going to be conversation about it. It doesn't matter now. I mean, him not playing didn't have anything to do with it.
But everybody, like,
It
on this side, I
matters
think,
to the
expected
people
him
who
to
took
play.
Arkansas on the points.
Well, but, you know, you would have
That's probably why the line moved so
Yeah.
much is because
100%.
because some people thought that he wasn't going to play. But I think that Arkansas thought he was going to play.
Yeah.
We got to take a break. 6:18, it's the Chuck and Bo Show. It's a Reaction Monday. Good morning. Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like walk-ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites, like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
He's basically Bobby Petrino out on the field, which a year ago he wasn't quite there. We have a lot of faith in Taylon Green, which we should. I think we've gotten better around him to help him out too.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You know, when it comes to your home or real estate or making moves, buying and selling, there are lots of opinions about the market and what it's going to do. I was reading an article about it today. The thing I know is that Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, they study this. They're professionals. It's what they do every day, and they make sense of it all. And that helps you when you're trying to determine, is this the best time to sell? Is this the time to list my home? By the way, if you are going to do that, Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, that's the place to go because they've got a list of buyers a mile long. But buying a home's the same way. You want to be able to understand the market. You want the best deal. You want to find your dream home, and obviously you want to do it for the best price for you. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, really is your answer in that department. It's been our answer I can tell you personally, for a number of years. And everybody that I have recommended them to that has taken me up on that, they say the same thing now. Yep. And you will too. You will too. And Washington County, Benton County, Fort Smith, they've got a great office in Branson, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com.
Monday, you got to get rolling, man.
I know.
Got to just pick yourself up, get going.
Dust yourself off.
That's right. It's 6:24. Come on, shake it out. Let's go. Here's Arthur. He's ready. He's in Vermont. He's rehabilitating. How are the meetings going, Arthur, with the probation officer? How's everybody? How are we?
Oh, I'm staying in my lane just fine. So everything's going well.
Always good to hear that coming out of the weekend.
Definitely. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've done anything to kind of jeopardize or complicate my situation. Let's just say some time in, you're around a pack of wolves 24/7, so you don't want to compromise yourself in any sort of way. But with that being said, the defense got schooled. We had heard about this a lot during the fall practices and stuff. So maybe it kind of like getting exposed on national TV will help. It's kind of like where they say sometimes beatings build humility a little bit. So. With that being said, the offense is everything we thought it would be, and let's not lose. People shouldn't lose their minds. I guarantee you, everything's still in front of Arkansas. Maybe not an SEC championship, but the playoffs are still there. I'm telling you, with this schedule, if Arkansas goes 9-3. They can get to the playoffs. And I just feel like earlier I said I think they might start 4-1. Well, they can still make that happen. And there's still a path to 9-3. I do think 9-3 gets them in the playoffs, and I think that's still out there for them. Did you see my man David Oakey? They got to get this kid more snaps. I'm telling you, he's got a high motor. He's little, and I'm telling you, he's like the defensive lineman version of Sam Olajubutu. But also, there was a cut. Now, nobody wants to blame the refs, but that sure did look like a pick on that one touchdown on third down. Now, it should have never got to that. The blown covers, they had them second and goal at the 20, and they hit that pass to get down to the 1. But that touchdown on that third down, that was straight offensive pass interference. It looked like on that first field goal, that guy did leverage himself. So there was a couple of blown calls there, and I'm not saying the bad calls cost them the game. But all in all, they played very well, and that was a difficult environment to get a win. So, yeah, that's just how I'm starting my week. I hope you guys are doing well. I kind of text you what my money line parlay of the week. It panned out. I didn't go perfect this weekend, but I still came up with close to another.
How much?
Let's say
how much?
900.
Oh yeah.
900.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
I took that. I'm not like that dude like Big Keith. Like I made $1,700 the week before. I leave my account right around $5,000. I mean 100 units, and then anything like when I hit 1,700 last week and I hit for 900 this week, I take that out and I pay down my credit card and put a couple hundred in my pocket. So, yeah, that's my bankroll for the year. Anything over that, when I hit like that, I go ahead and pull it out and spend it. That way I got something instead of like reinvesting it. My gal pal Val, she got out last weekend, so she needs a lot of things, and so yeah, I put up 5 to win 1,100 at minus 398, I think it is, but I'm okay with that. It's like I picked like 5 or 6 guaranteed winners. Not guaranteed, nothing's guaranteed. But I feel like, in investing, if you make 10% in a week at the stock market, it's considered a winner.
That's right.
Some people look at making only 10% of your principal in gambling in a week is like a loss. I'm like, this is better than blue chip stock. But anyway, yeah, that's just kind of what I do during the football season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I only do it with college football. As soon as college football is over, the past few years I have dabbled in the NFL and college basketball, and just like I end up giving money back. So outside of the $10 novelty bets, once college football is over, it's over. But yeah, so I hope everybody has a good week. The weather here is nice, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey, appreciate that, and we got to find out more about his gal pal Val, who just got out.
Life on the outside.
Yeah, this is and I really enjoy keeping up with Arthur.
I think we're part of Arthur's rehabilitation.
Yeah, well, I think.
I mean, he's good for us. We're good for him.
Arthur also sounds like he is he's better than your average guy at figuring out what to do with his winnings. I may be stepping out on a limb here, but I think Arthur's a responsible gambler.
Well, you got to remember, he did talk about paying down credit cards. So, I mean, at some point in time, he did live off some credit.
That might have been before.
Might have been.
He might be reeling it in right now.
He could be. It sounds like he's doing well.
It sounds like he did almost as well as Bart did over the weekend.
Yeah, Bart's basking in the glow.
William in Lafayette, you were on the Chuck and Bo Show. Monday morning, Reaction Monday, 6:30. Go ahead.
Good morning. How y'all today?
Doing fine. How are you, William?
Oh, headed to the airport, catch a plane to Chicago.
Sweet.
So, well, not really, but
anyway. I was being sarcastic.
Yes, sir. Sometimes it is. Here's my reaction. Right? I hear all the time about this Ole Miss collective, how far they are ahead of us, and then I sit there and have a late night bourbon after the game. I guess it's going to be early Sunday morning when I was sipping on that. And you know what I thought, Bo? What came to me is that we're a missed 2-point conversion and just a horrible fumble away from being 4-2 against that almighty collective.
Yeah.
And the great Lane Kiffin under Sam Pittman. So how far are we really off from the mighty Ole Miss collective and their historic run of 10-win seasons, right? We're at the worst that we've ever been, according to some fans I talk to. It's not Chad Morris. That's the worst I recall.
Oh,
but
my gosh.
We're a failed 2-point conversion and just an unlucky fumble away from Sam Pittman being 4-2 against all that he's having to go up against. So I don't know what y'all think about that or how many people are listening to that, but I encourage people to think on that for a little bit. We're not that far off.
Yeah.
Go Hogs. Have a great day. day, guys.
Thanks. You too, man. Appreciate it. We'll get into that when we come back. 6:32, and we'll take your calls as well on a Reaction Monday. We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, helping Arkansans bank better. More convenient locations all over Arkansas. Friendly local Arkansans helping you. FSbank.com, First Security Bank, member FDIC. See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatgnomecosmetic.com and click on the Sweat Gnome Edge.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hog Trough Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hog Trough, you get the best of both worlds: professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Coach, we'll get you out of here with this. Can you describe Muscle Beach?
Well, there's a lot of talent out here. There's a couple 5 stars. And, one of my favorite activities is evaluating talent.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, it is a Reaction Monday, Chuck, and you know what we do on Mondays?
We react.
And we take the calls and we hear about it, and Big Keith is in the house.
Big Keith up in the house. How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Oh, man. Oh, somebody said my name, so I had to call.
Arthur did. He did.
I'm not doing too good. I'm good personally, and it's no big deal, but...
Thanks for clearing that up.
I bet I bet like 5-6 parlays, and all of them was 16, like I tell you, and all of them, all of them but 1 or 2, I could have won, and it would have been up to $19,000. I would have won, except for Crimson.
Except for that one game.
It's always that
Crimson.
Clemson.
Crimson there.
Yeah. Well, we could have told you that.
Bart did tell you.
Yeah.
Bart begged you, Big Keith, not to do it.
Well, Clemson screwed me over in every single parlay, man.
Well, you should have seen that coming.
I mean, you got
a seasoned gambler like yourself. You should have seen that
GT
coming.
on the other side of it.
Hey, I picked Texas A&M. I picked Oklahoma in the points. I picked the spread. If you had it written down from Friday when we talked, you would see.
But then you missed the easiest one.
That wasn't easy. You would have had Clemson too.
No, I would not.
We were all on Georgia Tech.
We roll on the Yellow Jackets,
we
baby.
are all
You can see that
eating
one coming a mile away.
We are all eating at Roost Chris tonight on Georgia Tech.
Well, anyways, that's the only one that screwed me. But, hey, like you said, that was this weekend. Next weekend I might do better. I don't know.
I mean,
but,
how much money did you lose this weekend?
That's what I said. Only like 200, 250.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I was focused on the 19K. I missed
I could have won
investment.
19.
Right.
But my investment was only.
Except for that game you got wrong, you could have won 19,000.
Hey, whatever. I know. You're right.
It happens.
But anyway, I like what your guy said. It gave me an idea about keeping like in the pocket, cash there.
Yeah, Arthur has, listen, a guy freshly minted out of prison, like back in the wild, giving you keys. No, really, like you learned some things in there, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of life lessons there.
You learned some things.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad guy. Like, from what I'm hearing from Arthur, that's sound gambling advice.
Well, if you guys kept that text I sent you or wrote down the stuff, you would see what I wrote it down. I called a lot of the underdogs and a lot of the cover, points. But
how much, like from a career gambling standpoint, Keith, how much do you think you're up or down? Just career earnings.
Lifetime.
Well, I went 2 years with figuring out my winning percentage, and it was at 95%.
95% winner.
Well, you must be a millionaire.
Yeah.
You must be a millionaire.
No, like I told you last time, I spend about, 60 to 70% of what I win.
Well, it must be a lavish lifestyle then. I mean, if you're winning like that, you must live large.
Hey, I didn't say every win was $1 million. I'm just saying my winning percentage.
Well, listen, if you're accurate with your 95% winning in gambling over
that's
over a I said lifetime career, but you took a 2-year window. I don't you're the only guy that I've ever heard say that.
Well,
guy,
like I told
gal,
you
whatever.
time.
I haven't heard anybody like that. That is Good Morning America worthy.
College football is easy, man. I mean,
you should move to Vegas.
Really,
you should go
like
to
he
Vegas.
was saying, you pick the favorites. You know what I mean? And you win. You pick 8 or 10 favorites, and there you go.
Why don't we do this, Big Keith? For fun, if you don't mind, because I am wildly intrigued here. Fridays, if you don't mind, or we could do it on Thursday, whatever you're comfortable with. If you'll call in, we want to help track this with you. So you call in, you give us your 6-team parlays or whatever it is you're going to do that week. Give us the number you're putting in. We want to kind of do the journey with you.
All right. That sounds great. We'll
so
find out.
Thursday or Friday this week. I mean, let's just we want in on the fun.
Friday. Yeah.
It's like kind of like hitting a hole in one by yourself. I mean, you're at 95%. We all want to be involved.
Yeah, I want to be rich.
We want to watch it happen.
Actually, I'll call in Thursday. That way you listen.
That'd be good.
If they trust me, they could.
That'll give us 2 days to get ready. Yeah, perfect.
But like I said, the first part of the first 3 or 4 games of college football is easy to win money. I mean, dead on easy.
Well, we're past that now. So you said over a 2-year period, 95%. So let's keep it going.
All right, man. Hey, if you finish a year at 90%, maybe you hook me up with a free dinner or something.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Happy to hook you up with a free. You hit 98%. We will hook you up.
But that Arkansas game, man, that was. I agree with him. There are some blown calls by the refs, but then again, that seems to happen every time we go down there to Mississippi. Either one.
You got to expect that on the road. You're going to have bad calls.
But I like the way the progress we're doing. So hey, we always say, win the ones that you're supposed to win. You know what I'm saying?
That's for sure.
So yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Big Keith.
Dare to be rich, man.
But he was here.
Dare to be rich.
Kevin's in Fort Smith. Kevin, you're on. Chuck and Bo Show, 645. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Chuck, I watched the game on TV. I've got a few comments I want to make, but I wanted to ask you first. I mean, is that Ole Miss Saturday night, that stadium, was that about as loud as you had heard that being in that venue?
Well, it was a good crowd. I mean, it was a night game on the road. I mean, crowds are generally better at night. It was not like filled to the brim. It was a sellout, but there were some empties there. But, when they bowled that thing in, it holds the sound pretty well.
Well, and like I said, I have a few comments. One comment is that environment, that being a Saturday night game, that's a hard place to win. And Lane Kiffin's not a schmuck. He's one of the best offensive minds out there. And nobody's upset with the defense. I understand that, but Lane Kiffin's going to score points. And Sam Pittman's job in a situation like that, a game like that, on the road, that kind of environment, is to have his team in it at the end with a chance to win. And I'm convinced we don't have that fumble, Arkansas is going to win that game. They're going to score. They couldn't stop Talon. And speaking of Talon, that's one of the best quarterback performances by an Arkansas quarterback in a long, long time. That kid left everything he had out on that field. And I know there's going to be a lot of bad Sam Pittman talk.
I think he was in a bad.
Well, one thing before we hit the break. Ole Miss had won 14 of their last 15 home games going into Saturday night, and they'd averaged 43 points per ball game doing it, which is right about what they finished with on Saturday night. Arkansas knew coming into the game, I think, that they were pretty good chance they were going to have to score about 40 points to win the game. You only get so many possessions. And, so it turns into a situation of you feel like going in, hey, we got to score pretty much every time. So, Ole Miss did offensively about what they generally do when they play at home. And so Arkansas just didn't score enough points.
647, back with more Reaction Monday in a moment. Chuck has thoughts. I want to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Has your roof been taking a beating after the summer we had with the heat, the sun, and those sudden storms? Teamwork Roofing and Construction knows your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. And their expert team delivers top-quality roofing and construction services all over Arkansas and beyond. And they only use the best materials while treating every project like it's their very own. Visit their website, teamworkbuilt.com, or you can find them on Facebook. Teamwork Roofing, built on quality, powered by teamwork.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
WT Equipment is overstocked on new Bobcat equipment. The lots are packed and ready to move with special fall deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built for any job. Take your pick from compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more, all backed by WT Equipment's trusted service and support. And don't forget, WT Equipment's Fall on the Lot community event is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. Food, games, prizes, and family fun only at WT Equipment.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bart's over there fact-checking. Kind of ruined.
Just ruined the whole day for me. Has everything I've said on this show been fact-checked?
This would not have happened. This would not have happened.
Have you gone home and fact-checked everything I've said?
No.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
6:53. You know, Bill Reynolds and the attorneys at Cadell Reynolds know how to get results. They know that sometimes that life just brings us things that you need help dealing with, especially from legal matters, car wrecks, denied disability claims, filing for bankruptcy, struggling to get Social Security disability. Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, CadellReynolds.com for a free consultation. You don't have to pay anything. You can get a consultation, find out where you are, and then decide what you want to do about it. Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
Brian is in Hot Springs. Brian, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing this morning?
Hey, Brian, doing great.
Awesome. Guys, I just kind of wanted to give my opinion on Mr. Pittman. You know, I'm another emotional fan just like everybody else out there. And just like everybody else, I've had thoughts run through my head. You know, we got to get a new coach. We got to do this. We got to do that. What's going on? Get sick of the losing. But I'm also a businessman. And as I was sitting there dwelling in my BlackBerry Crown the other night, I got to thinking. And I was like, you know, Brian, if this was your business, how would you go about it? And I got to really breaking it down, gentlemen. I thought, you know what? Pittman brought us out of a dumpster fire. He brought us back to when we crawl on the field, the other teams have to worry that they're going to lose the game. And he's done all this, without the support that he needed to be successful, without the budget, without the recruiting budget, without the NIL budget. Ruger, calm down. Sorry, gentlemen, that's my dog. He's going nuts. But he's done all this. And I'm going to tell you something. When you have a leader that is capable of doing them things without the resources that he needs, in my opinion, the best thing you could do is pony up, get the man what he needs, and see what he can do then.
It's almost 7 o'clock on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call. Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
So I spent yesterday, you don't mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You all right, Arthur?
I am. I'm on the treadmill, so I'm doing okay.
You're on right now?
I normally wait till... Yeah, I'm on it right now. I've been on 30 minutes, a little over 2.5 miles, and I'm cooling down a bit, and then I'm going to go move my laundry over and then do some weight training. Because, look, I'm 55 years old, my credit sucks, my future's not too bright, but at least I'm good looking and in good shape.
There you go.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Are we on the air? It's working.
You're manhandling that mic over there.
Well, I just pulled the mic down, and the whole thing came down. And in a matter of mere moments, Bart is over here fixing it.
It's
remarkable. And he got it done like 5 seconds before the YouTube stream came back up.
What should we call Bart? MacGyver? I mean,
MacGyver's a pretty good way to
That's
start.
a good start.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good start.
I mean, you are just remarkable. I mean, let's just be honest. You got half your breakfast in your mouth, and it's of no consequence to you. You're like, you need me to run 26.2 miles to deliver the message? I'm in.
Well,
I've already left.
And it's the quick reaction time.
I've already left.
That was the thing. I mean, if you even take a moment to contemplate what did I just see, or more accurately, what did Chuck just do, it doesn't get fixed.
You're in a meeting, somebody brings up a problem, and you continue to discuss the problem, and suddenly you notice Bart's absence. And you say, "Where's Bart?" And about that time, he comes into the room like Kramer from Seinfeld, flying in. It's fixed.
Taken care of.
It's done. We're taking your calls. It's a reaction Monday.
Thank you, Bart, by the way. Thank you.
By the way, can we just, before we get back to talking about the Hogs and the difficulty of winning on the road and another close loss and a valiant effort, especially by Taylor Green and the offense, driving to win the game, all that, before we get into that again, can we just talk about how Bart absolutely crushed the weekend with his locks?
3-0. And made it look easy, really.
3-0 with 3 outright winners.
Yeah, I mean, made it look
simple. Now, one was a favorite, but the two dogs won.
On top of that,
one did convincingly.
Big Keith in the house didn't take one of the locks, and it cost him on all of his parlays. He took Clemson.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be
what happens when you go against the locks.
According to him,
yeah.
It turned out to be a $19,000 mistake.
From 55. The snap is off. It is on the way. It's got the distance.
Bang.
I don't know if you can hear that, but that was Georgia
now
Tech.
That's a loud crowd right there. Even Georgia Tech rushed this field. Yeah, even the Georgia Tech kids rushed the field.
We go to Fort Smith, and we bring in Cecil. Cecil, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning.
Cecil.
Bart Guyver.
Bart Guyver.
Bart Guyver.
Yeah. Bart Guyver. Hey, this morning, I have these goggles, man. I keep them in the bed. I don't even watch TV much, and I throw them on. I said, today I'm in the studio with y'all right now. This is crazy.
You're watching the goggles.
Yeah, I'm with my virtual goggles on, and I'm like I'm just right there with y'all.
Nice.
Man,
Bo in VR.
I love it.
That's huge.
Yeah, I'm right here with y'all.
Let's do it.
I'm right
Welcome in.
I'm right at the desk.
High five. Good to see you, man.
Actually, when I close my eyes, I see you.
Yeah.
This is
I can touch y'all right now.
Whoa.
I just gave you the high five, Chuck.
Yeah.
All right,
National
all right,
High
boy.
Five Day was Friday, but that never too late.
And boy, I did have Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, I always give Clemson a game, man. I took Georgia Tech, but I hate you lost, brother. Man, we played a great game, man, and we had I think 100 yards more offense than them and everything. We're gonna win a lot of games. I'm looking forward to this Notre Dame game. But who we have next?
Memphis.
We got Memphis. Yeah, I don't think we have any problem with Memphis. I know they got a pretty good team, but we have a really good offensive team. Our defense is not like 100%, but our offense, man, we banging. And Chuck, I remember when you said before the season started, said, I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna score some points, and we scoring points. So yeah, man, I just jumped on, but hey, this is my favorite show. I love you guys to death, man. I'm going to jump off. Y'all have a great day.
Hey, we love
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for getting in there with us
too,
today.
Cecil.
Virtual.
That's awesome. I didn't know you could do that.
I'm going to need more on that. How does he virtually tap in with us?
I would assume via watching the show on YouTube, using like the...
Yeah, I just didn't know you could do things like that.
It's just like having an app on your phone.
Is it?
Yeah.
You can do that? Well, I don't know.
With the app, was it Apple Vision? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
maybe that.
this
Maybe
is-
the Meta Quest.
Yeah.
Chuck is mesmerized.
I was going to say, I have
he's
no
interested.
idea what
We
you're
need to
talking
get we need to
about.
get Chuck a pair of VR glasses.
Yeah, we do.
I would like nothing more.
Yeah. I just have Chuck play a VR game. Yeah. That's fun. You play a VR
Is
game.
this like the Wii thing? You know,
Well,
like-
it is.
I did the
it
Wii
is.
golf back in the day.
Yeah.
You guys act like
That's
that was
great.
forever
I'm gonna
ago.
tell you,
I
that's
can
fun.
remember it like it was yesterday.
I'm going to tell you,
it was
that's as
fun.
fun as you can have.
Still is.
Yeah,
I still there's a Wii
it's
in
healthy.
my house.
It's
Yeah.
active.
Yeah.
It's
Likewise.
healthy. It's active. You're not sitting on your butt, playing Call of Duty for hours. You're active.
Duty.
You're standing up. You can play
The
golf.
VR glasses would
You can
blow
do
your
frisbee.
mind, Chuck.
You can throw a frisbee with
Well,
that
let's
thing.
get some then.
Bowl.
Okay.
You
Bring
can
'em
bowl
in.
with
I'm
that
ready.
Wii. Yeah, we need to have a.
I'm ready.
Yeah, that's a that's a great.
We'll
recall,
do it
Chuck.
live on the air.
And we'll stay with the Wii. You guys do the VR.
Yeah, that's right. That sounds a little too advanced. for
Actually,
me.
no. The VR is an advanced version of the Wii. Like
Okay.
but you're in it, and you're you've got the mask on, and you're playing. It's hilarious to watch if you're not playing. If you watch somebody else
Yes.
play, it's like
Yes,
they're
it
just
is.
kind of grasping in the air, and it's. I would really enjoy. I'd prefer to be able to just watch you play VR.
Well, I mean, maybe I can help entertain you.
Well, we're all looking.
It
for
sounds like you guys are looking forward to it. I don't know what I'm walking into here.
I am. Now, here now is our good friend, Gentle Ben. It's 7:09 on Monday. Ben, bring us the reaction.
Don't ask me about the digital stuff. And all that stuff.
No. Let me try again. Ben, hold on. We're going to start over. Here now is our friend, Gentle Ben, to react to the Razorbacks' difficult loss in Oxford, Mississippi.
What are your thoughts, Gentle Ben?
I'm glad that I'm a type fan that's happy that we didn't lose 60-something to 30-something like last year. And I was glad that we played as close as we did and could have won it, but we fumbled the ball in the end like we have a lot of times. And I don't know if we've ever caused the other team to fumble the ball where it caused us to win the game. I can't remember one, but I know it's bound to have happened in the past few years. But anyway, so the main thing I was wanting to ask y'all about, and I know you probably already talked about it this morning or last week or something like that or whatever, but that is, it looks like to me that we definitely are spending a lot more money on offensive players when it comes to the NIL and the money given and raising money and, doling it out when we recruit and all that kind of stuff. And just saying like that our, offensive players are a lot better in each position than our defensive players are in each position. And so, anyway, I just wonder what y'all thought about that.
Okay. Well, I don't know that to be true, but I do understand that the offense looks a lot better than the defense right now, and how one might arrive at a conclusion like that. I'm not sure that's what we're dealing with, though. I think the defensive line's got to improve. We knew that going into the year, that would be a question mark. I think the defense as a whole played their toughest, fastest opponent, and offensively, even with Chambliss, and I say even with because people are going to say he's a backup. He's no longer a backup. That guy had his coming out party, and he looks pretty good. And I don't think it's just because Arkansas made him look good. I thought at times they moved him out of the pocket, and he made plays with his. He looked a lot like Talon. He played a lot like Talon. And I think Chuck said at one point in the game, maybe early in the second half or midway through the third quarter, Chambliss and Talon Green were both responsible for about 80+% of the offense on both sides. But I think the defense is going to continue to evolve and improve. That remains to be seen. But we can all get on here and say, oh, they stink and they're terrible and they're not any good and it's going to cost the team this year and all that. That's college football right now. Just, again, turn on other games. Nobody's out there, unless it's a physically overmatched opponent, nobody's out there defensively just shutting people down. I mean, this is an offensive game now.
Well, the thing they've got to do first is put some pressure on the quarterback. You know, you were talking earlier about the play where Simmons came in and they ended up with, a touchdown pass. Well, it's because they didn't put any pressure on him. People say, well, how can you let a one-legged –
They tried. They didn't get to him.
Yeah. How can you let a one-legged quarterback, throw a touchdown pass? Well, without pressure, it's not that big a deal.
And when you bring it and you don't get there,
right.
and you have less guys in the back end.
If you do, then you take advantage of that. That also puts a lot of pressure on the back end to tackle, not just well, but almost perfectly. And they didn't reach the tackle well part, much less the tackle perfectly part. So you've got to put some pressure on the quarterback. I will say this about Chambliss, and I will admit, until it got to the end of the week and there was the report, I guess, Saturday morning from Pete Thamel that Simmons may not play. It's like, well, Chambliss is going to be the guy. Better learn a little more about him. They won the D2 national title a year ago at Ferris State, and I was looking at the box score from when they beat Valdosta State for the championship. He threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for 2 more. He threw for 300. He rushed for almost 150. Now, who's that like? That's like our guy. And you said it a minute ago. I mean, he did everything for them, the same way Talon does everything for Arkansas. And that's why he's not the backup quarterback anymore. And if I'm Austin Simmons' agent, I'm wondering, number one, am I a big league prospect as a pitcher? He plays some baseball. And number two, if I'm not, where am I going to land next year? Because I think Trinidad Chambliss is a starting quarterback.
Now's the time for him to redshirt.
Maybe.
If he wants to say
maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
He's 3 games in. And he could redshirt, and we'll see what happens with that. 877-377-6963. Talon Green, 420 yards of total offense on Saturday at Ole Miss.
It's a team effort. It's not just on him. I have to do better with my reads and getting people lined up quicker, just to execute too. So, but like I said, I'm proud of this team and proud of the defense and just giving us opportunity. And especially in the SEC, it's a 4-quarter conference, and all the games are won in the 4th quarter. So we have to lock in and execute in the 4th quarter.
I was talking initially about the Jaylen Brown fumble. My takeaway from that sound clip is Edward is clearly not running the audio in that press conference.
That's right.
It would have been better.
I mean,
it was a lot worse.
What was going on?
An hour and a half ago.
Yeah, before you cleaned it up.
Yeah,
you did all you could.
Yeah, I don't know what was.
going
on. It kind of reminded me.
It's like it was Ty.
The chainsaw and the fan.
Yes, at the SEC baseball tournament, doing that report with no mic and a blower behind him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they had one of these running in the background.
It did. Go ahead and play that and let's see if we can hear it any better.
Go ahead.
It's a team effort. It's not just on him. I have to do better with my reads and getting people lined up quicker, just to execute too. So, but like I said, I'm proud of this team and proud of the defense and just giving us opportunity. Especially in the SEC, it's a 4-quarter conference and all the games are won in the 4th quarter. So we have to lock in and execute.
That's so stupid. I don't know why that's so funny, but
that is funny. That is funny. Just the sound of it's funny.
It's just like audio is like the biggest part of production, and it's like people forget that. But you got to be able to hear it. And it's the hardest thing in some of these news conferences, like to turn which microphone up and down. And I don't know.
In our business, one of the casualties of COVID was audio quality. And it's never come back.
That's true.
We started cutting corners during COVID, and it's never come back.
I'll tell you who doesn't.
Bring good audio back.
Who doesn't cut corners? Teamwork Roofing and Construction. I mean, if it's a remodel, if you're going to gut the whole inside of the house, they're going to come in on budget and on time. But when it comes to roofs, they have certified licensed employees that are qualified to do complicated work. Not everybody can do that. You know, whether it's metal roofs, shingle roofs, they're certified Malarkey shingle company. Malarkey is just a different brand, but that's all their brands. I mean, when it comes, it's beyond standard. So they're using the best materials. They get the job done when they say they're going to get it done, and they communicate you throughout the whole process. Maybe you just got a roof redo and your insurance is paying for it, and they said, hey, you got to get 3 quotes. Make sure Teamwork Roofing and Construction is one of those for you. Teamworkbuilt.com is their website. Teamworkbuilt.com. You can also check out their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They're built on quality, powered by teamwork. Reaction Monday. Get in here. It's 877-377-6963. What are you left thinking about this Razorback team after a 41-35 loss at Ole Miss that went down to the final moments? It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Donuts, Red Bull, and lottery tickets. I mean, how could you want anything
Courtesy
more?
of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Alyssa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds: professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
he's basically Bobby Petrino out on the field, which a year ago he wasn't quite there. We have a lot of faith in Taylon Green, which we should. I think we've gotten better around him to help him out too.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Sure is. Brent is in Searcy. Brent, what'd you think of that on Saturday night?
Man, I thought we played really well offensively. I thought our offensive line dominated the line of scrimmage all night long. I just thought that our defense left a little something to be desired. I don't know how we fix it. I think we've got to play a whole lot better on defense Saturday against Memphis, or they're going to hang a whole bunch of points on us, and we're going to have to score a whole bunch of points to win that game. And our special teams, I've got a question about that for you, Chuck and Bo and everybody there. On the first drive of the game, I thought, and it's just me being a fan, I thought we should have gone for it 4th and 2, because 3 points weren't going to win us that ball game.
Oh, I think that's one you can look back on when it's over and say, man, I wish they'd done that, with the benefit of hindsight. At the time, I'm sure the thinking was, let's get points. And, Starzyk had kicked one from beyond 50 the week before. He was a freshman playing on the road at night. First game out of the chute. It's not surprising that he missed one or two. It would have been nice to have had those back, that's for sure. I hear you on that, but I understand the thinking too that let's get a field goal and get the lead.
I see that. I see that too, Chuck. I do. And
the other side of that, just hindsight's easier, and even in the moment you want them to go for it. The other side of that is if you don't get it. Like, if you go for it, you don't get it, they march down the field, they're up 7-0. Do you wish you'd taken the points and gotten some momentum? And the last time we saw Starzyk kick the ball, it looked pretty good.
Well, the bottom line is he missed the field goal. And so that made the, whatever
That's
strategy, right. That you were thinking right there goes out the window. Because, he missed the field goal. If he makes it, you're up 3-0. As they say, you don't know what's going to happen. Now, Ole Miss probably would have come down and scored, but you'd had 3 more points.
And, it's interesting. It's interesting, too. Like, everyone's got their bias on one side or the other, or they're down the middle to some extent. But if you got your bias on Pittman, everything's just going to be his fault. And like, you expect to be able to run a 5-star kicker out there who has kicked well through 2 games. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm missing something or forgot about something. But you have every confidence and reason to be confident to run your kicker out there, and that's his job, to make the kick. Okay? He misses 2 field goals, and a guy fumbles the ball. Do they need to get better on defense? Absolutely. They probably need to get better everywhere. But, like, guys have to make plays.
Yeah, Arkansas fumbled there at the end, but nobody's saying, man, that was a bad play call, or that was a bad decision to throw that crossing route right there.
You got to make plays.
Because it wasn't. Again, you can debate that, and I've heard people debate it since the end of the game, but it's hard to go with it's hard to go against the decision there.
But yeah, I think a lot of people, Brent, thanks for the call. A lot of people have talked about it, and it's a fair assessment that in that environment, in that game, you need to, Ole Miss is going to be aggressive on 4th down. You go into that game planning to be aggressive too.
But how many Razorback fans, honestly, at that point in the ball game, Ole Miss hadn't even had the ball yet, and they were getting ready to play backup quarterback.
That's right.
How many people in their minds thought, man, they're going to score 41 or so tonight, 40-something. We better go for it there. Hindsight, you look back and you go, maybe they might should have gone for it there.
Trinidad Chambliss is it'll be an interesting case study. Like, he looked really good against Arkansas. And I know some people are going to say that's because he's playing against Arkansas. You could talk to some Ole Miss people, they're like, yeah, this guy's average in practice. Well, sometimes guys like him are average in practice. When they turn the lights on and you're having to run and add that to the mix, which isn't necessarily that big of a thing in practice, and then you're on the move, like, it just changes a quarterback like that a little bit, but we'll see how he performs in other games moving forward. However, back to that one point. Don't lose your thought,
I
Chuck.
won't. I'm going to write it down.
The Austin Simmons point in the injury report. This is why the line dropped so much, because people found out and had a real strong indicator that Chambliss wasn't going to play, or that Austin Simmons, the starter, wasn't going to play in the game. And Ole Miss had him as what, probable?
They had
Austin
him as
Simmons?
questionable.
Questionable.
I had two people.
I don't think you can ding them for that.
Well, we'll just have to see. I mean, we'll just have to see. I will say this. I had a couple of Ole Miss people that I know well and trust. They said Saturday, you watch, Chambliss is just as good, if not better. And he was. I mean, he was. Yeah. And you know, again, if Simmons had played and Arkansas had gotten a pass rush on him, they'd have been able to take advantage of that injury. But we saw when he was out there, they weren't, and so they couldn't take advantage of it. And Chambliss he was great.
Rod's on I-40, as always. Truck driving. Rod, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. I'm just trying to figure out how you're using VR glasses of Cecil's to drive this freaking truck.
Well,
that way I ain't got to leave the house.
I wondered if you had but I wondered if you've been in a truck simulator, like for your training or anything.
Yeah, it's not the same. I mean, they can call it whatever they want, but it's not. The situational control is totally different because you have too many variables out here.
Who do you think on the Chuck and Bo show, Edward, Bart, Chuck, Bo, which one of us would you feel comfortable putting in your rig? Yet, like in an emergency situation, we got to go 5 miles. We may have to back that sucker in somewhere. Like, who are you picking?
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm going with Chuck.
Wow. That's a horrible decision.
He's going with a steady factor.
You should have asked questions.
He's with a steady factor.
Anybody here back the trailer? Yes.
He's going with experience. He knows.
You should ask questions.
He knows when adversity hits that my reasoned approach will pull us through.
Well,
wants to hear
you don't want to put any young. You don't want to put a young guy in here because we tend to be a bit skitterish. I was a driver trainer for a couple, 3 years, and I'm telling you, I've trained some young guys. Yeah, I had to dig the shorts out of the crack after I got done with that. But
I won't promise you that wouldn't happen when happen again with this group.
Yeah.
I just don't. I tried team driving. I don't like somebody else driving when I'm riding. Everybody's talking about Chambliss, Simmons, how bad the defense was. Fact of the matter is, nobody's talking about the secret. Lane Kiffin. He can make a defense look pedestrian at best because he knows how to wire things up to draw people in to give them the exact results. He was almost our coach for about 15 minutes once. Yeah. And his dad wasn't no slouch either. So, I could have seen some improvements in defense. They bit on a few things they shouldn't have. You stay home. That's what I was always told when I played was stay home. Do your job. Don't go chasing off after somebody because there'll be somebody in your hole if you do. So I would kind of credit Lane Kiffin. He tends to elevate quarterbacks, and Chambliss is good. He's really good. Simmons is pretty dang good too. But somebody's drawing that play up to make that defense fight, and our defense bit. And that's just
you had
Jimbo Fisher.
You had two elite play callers matching wits Saturday night. I mean, Petrino and Kiffin are both elite.
Arkansas had 522 yards. Ole Miss had 475.
Yeah.
The difference in the game, really, Ole Miss had a opportunistic play where they forced a turnover. Arkansas made a couple stops when they had to. They didn't make the one at the end of the game, but they got them the ball back with a chance to go win the game on defense. Neither one of these defenses played great.
Well, when you have a game like that and you know in your mind that we've got to score pretty much every time we get the ball, the two occasions in the second half when the defense got them the ball, they didn't score. Right at the start of the third quarter and then, there at the end of the game before the fumble. So in a game like that, stops are going to be few and far between. Hey, it's not like Ole Miss's defense is stellar now, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, we're sitting here, lamenting ours, but So I mean, but my point is that in a game like that when your defense gets you the ball back, you need to put some points on the board, and they just weren't able to do that.
If you missed it over the weekend watching a game at Walk-Ons, you probably didn't have the same experience because it's a great place to watch games, over 60 televisions, and Monday Night Football ready to go tonight. Who we got tonight? Monday Night Football. We got a game. I mean, we have
pair
two
games.
games.
Doubleheader.
Double dip.
It's the Chargers and Raiders and the Texans and Buccaneers.
Yeah, look at that.
Texas and Bucks
Edwards
early.
on his NFL.
Yes, that's right.
They're at 6. They're not running simultaneously, I don't think.
They stagger them, but I think they'll probably overlap a little bit.
Yeah, they probably will.
Walk-On's the best place to watch a game. Great food, great televisions. Ask about Flight by Yingling on tap. Tastes like a Yingling, but it's only 95 calories. It's the next generation of light beer. We'll come back to your calls, more thoughts on a Reaction Monday on the Chuck and Bo Show. Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
WT Equipment is overstocked on new Bobcat equipment. The lots are packed and ready to move with special fall deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built for any job. Take your pick from compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more, all backed by WT Equipment's trusted service and support. And don't forget, WT Equipment's Fall on the Lot community event is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. Food, games, prizes, and family fun only at WT Equipment.
Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburbans. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
You know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
goals is to take Chuck out and make him uncomfortable in public settings.
You're
Just get
assuming
him-
you haven't.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, the reactions are here. They're pouring in.
Pouring in,
Text
as they
line,
always do.
phone lines. 877-377-6963. Don't forget, you can catch the Chuck and Bo Show on demand anytime on YouTube. Also live on YouTube, and then Spotify and Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. We download the show there daily. And you're welcome to catch it whenever it fits your time.
Every single day.
Every single day. At Chuck and Bo Show. And at Chuck and Bo Show on social media. A couple of notes. The Razorback basketball team announcing they're hosting a tip-off event in Hot Springs. This is October 12th at 3 o'clock.
That'll be a big deal.
In the arena there at Hot Springs. Second consecutive preseason in which the Razorbacks will host an event there.
When we were in Hot Springs a couple of weeks ago, they were already talking about
They were
hoping the basketball team would come back.
sworn to secrecy.
Well,
It
I
was
mean, it's
happening.
not so much that,
that moment,
as
they
it
were
was
told.
the anticipation.
Yes.
They were looking forward to it. It was a hit last year, and it'll be even bigger this year, I'm sure.
2 coaches have already been fired
Yeah.
in college football. UCLA's Deshaun Foster and Virginia Tech's Brent Pry.
No
Gone.
matter how bad things seem today,
Done.
you're not as bad as UCLA. I mean, first off, they got like 10,000 people in the Rose Bowl at most. And
that's
at
generous.
most.
You Bart probably watched the game.
I watched the entire game.
Oh my God! But I don't know
a
how many
glorious
people
evening.
joined
What
you.
kind of game was it?
Well, it was an ugly game. It was a very ugly game. UCLA, they're terrible.
How'd Nico play?
He's awful. like that whole team is just a disaster, man. Obviously, their coach got fired, but they looked clueless on every single facet of the game. Nico at one point he had a guy sitting wide open, like underneath the coverage, ran kind of a curl route. Like in the just sitting there in the middle of the field, wide open, and Nico, without pressure, threw it like 7 yards into the ground to the right of him. They're terrible, man. Like I don't know.
Like you're taking great joy.
Yeah, I was going to say you're giddy as you described it.
I am a little bit.
I think it's more than a little bit.
Just because of the whole situation with the Iamaleivas, like that whole thing. It's backfired spectacularly, and I do take a little bit of joy in it, just kind of seeing somebody being greedy and it not work out.
Well, if it's
great joy.
I'm taking joy in the fact that New Mexico just absolutely hammered them.
Yeah.
And you told us that, didn't you?
Are you happier for New Mexico or happier
I'm
that the
happier for
Iamaleivas
the
are
I'm
having a
happier
bad
for the
time?
Lobos. I'm happy for them.
That was smart. 3 locks. He told us so.
Hey, I'll tell you this. Like,
No,
I
tell
don't.
us something
At New
else,
Mexico.
Mark. Tell us more.
Yeah.
I don't know that
You've earned it.
I think UCLA is off this week, which they need. I don't know that they will. I mean, their best bet to cover a game, a spread, will be their next game, whatever it is. I think they play Northwestern, just because of the whole interim coach, rally the troops. Yeah, they're at Northwestern. They'll lose that game too. And then they'll lose the next game and the next game and the next game. They legitimately,
And losing will become habitual.
They legitimately will be 0-12 this year, would be my guess.
Wow.
That's one of the worst college power conference football teams I have ever seen.
Wow.
I mean,
Like
what
Chad
was
Morris's
Nico
Arkansas
thinking,
team could beat UCLA.
Whoa. Now that's a mouthful.
Easily.
Right there. That is a mouthful.
Easily.
Let's not get carried away, Bart.
Easily.
Ooh, Arkansas State could go there and win by 20.
Easily.
Easily.
Go to the Rose Bowl. Who wants to go to the Rose Bowl this year? Let's mix up the
Plenty
schedule.
of good seats available. I mean, that's for sure.
You could get right before kick. There were I was just curious.
Wow,
like
that- you're a devious
You were
mind.
giddy.
Oh, yeah.
You were giddy.
I
You
was.
were reveling in the
Right-
fact
right-
that they're
well,
terrible.
Right before kickoff.
Look at how bad it is.
Right before kickoff, you could get 50-yard line seats at the Rose Bowl for like $12.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Wow, I bet, and I'll guarantee you didn't even need a ticket to get in. Come on in, kids. Come on in. What do you
Let
got? A
him
family of 7?
Just let him
What do
in.
you got? One ticket?
We're
No
not
problem.
we're not counting today.
No problem.
If this was pro sports, would there be a worse trade than Nico for Joey Aguilar?
Not for UCLA.
I mean, horrible.
Phillip's in Bentonville. Phillip, good morning.
Good morning, Bo. Hey, Bo, I know your son last year played for Fayetteville High, but have you got to kind of see what's going on with, like, Rogers and Fayetteville and all them? And because the question is what is your thought this year? You know, like West and Bentonville and Fayetteville have been blowing out teams. Is the tie? You know, we talk about high school football and how, you know, Little Rock used to be it. Has the ties changed and Northwest Arkansas becoming the elite high school area?
Well, there are several teams in Northwest Arkansas that seem to have talent. I'm not the guy to ask in terms of the roster top to bottom and who has all the scholarship offers. Bryant's the best team until somebody proves differently in the state, and they have been for a couple of years. But, yeah, I mean, Fayetteville, Rogers, Bentonville West. Bentonville's probably the best team right now, at least at this point in the season in Northwest Arkansas. I do think there was a time in Central Arkansas, Chuck, where the best football players, for the most part, were coming out of the central part of our state. And I think one of the things that's happened is there's been a pretty big shift to basketball with some of those athletes. I'm talking about the big-time athletes. And so that, I believe, has hurt a little bit of the football output, not just in Central Arkansas, but that is available to really recruit in this state every year. But I do think Northwest Arkansas as a whole has gotten better.
Oh, there's no question. Funding's got something to do with this. We've talked about this before. But,
Well,
and the population shift in our state and all the things
Players
that come
moving
with that.
in from other states.
Sure.
And you can recruit now openly in high school.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can live in Rogers and go to Fayetteville High School or vice versa.
Parents of really good players get better jobs.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's from
mysteriously.
out of state.
Yeah, move
Yeah.
to new towns. It's amazing
Yeah,
how
it
that
is.
works.
746. Man, there you go. Varsity Vibe Arkansas.com. VarsityVibeArkansas.com. If you want to stay up to date on all the high school information, go subscribe to the free newsletter there. It'll come to your inbox in your email and have it twice a week. You'll know what's going on. You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help. Grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a Pop-A-Shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Razorback Raffle is back. This raffle is a new and exciting way to support Razorback athletics, whether you're inside Razorback Stadium or calling the Hogs anywhere in the great state of Arkansas. Our inaugural raffle jackpots grew to nearly $500,000 last spring. Now you can be our next big winner, even if you're not in the stadium. Get your raffle ticket purchased to have a chance to win big right now at RazorbackRaffle.com.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape.
Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork. When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well-rested Chuck
That's right.
is the best kind of Chuck.
I will be good tonight. Stay in. You'll get the best version of me tomorrow, I promise.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, fall's coming. Rain season's coming. Better check those gutters. Hog Trough Gutters is who we recommend if there's a problem. And, the thing that they do, and this is what I like about them, you can take a picture. If you walk out and you look at it and you think, that might be a problem, take a picture of it, send it to them. Lots of times they can assess the situation just off that. And now sometimes they'll need to come out and be a little bit more extensive in the way they examine it. And sometimes the answer is going to be, hey, man, you need a whole new setup. But lots of times it's very fixable. And they're going to be honest with you, and they're going to help you in your situation. And the bottom line is they're going to get you to where you need to be. Seamless gutters, trenching, French drains, all done right the first time. Visit hoggutters.com.
Happened to me this weekend. I was out there enjoying a flight by Yingling, just contemplating life and what happened in the Razorback game. And I looked up, and I was like, I need to get that fixed. I took a picture.
It'll happen.
My finger was in the picture.
I was going to say covering up.
I had to do it again.
I have a lot of pictures like that.
Resend it. Sterling and Center Ridge, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, let me preface by saying I love Big Keith. And I love his intro, Big Keith up in the house. But I got to call BS on some of this. You ain't hitting no damn 95%.
We got a lot of that reaction. Yeah.
95%. Now, come on. Come on now.
Well,
the good pros are doing 58.
We're going to be tracking.
I'll tell you what. That's come on
He's
now.
no Mattress Mac.
What'd you think of the game, Sterling? We got about a minute. We're running out of time. We got about a minute.
Sorry.
But I just don't want to cut you short.
Well, I thought the game was going according to plan. We had the ball with a chance to win at the end. We knew our defense is not the strong part of the team. They gave us the big stop we needed at the end to put the ball in the strength of the team to go down and win the game. It worked out perfect. We just fumbled the ball at the end. Good play by them to strip it out. Got to hang on to that ball, though, and that's pretty much what I thought. I was happy with everything about it, even the defensive performance, because I got the stop I needed to get. When I had to have it, I got it. Shaq used to always say that he hit them when they count, his free throws, and that's what the defense did. They got us to stop when we had to have it, and we just didn't finish the deal. But, we got to get ready, put that down, and that Memphis game is going to be rough for us. It's going to be rough. Y'all guys have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Sterling.
Like a professional caller.
That
right
really
there.
was. He's done it before.
Told him, we got a limited amount of time, and he started, had a middle, and he finished. He landed the plane.
That's why.
That's
why
the
Sterling's a Hall of Fame caller.
There's no doubt about that. Hey, have you guys seen the Charlie Sheen documentary?
Have not seen it. Read about it.
Charlie Sheen
Plan
and
to
his
watch
dad once played a charity event against Michael Jordan and won.
I saw that, 2-on-1.
They had a free throw shooting contest, which they won, but Michael Jordan had to shoot with his eyes closed. They lost the pig or horse contest, but they beat him 2-on-1. I did not know that. When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this. There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What is it with you and the Lobos? Let's just get to the bottom of it. What is it with you and the Lobos?
I like the Lobos, man. New Mexico's a cool place.
Man.
Okay, man.
New Mexico's a cool place.
Go get him, man.
It just sounds like a hippie in a man. Dude, I just like it, man.
Hey, man.
I just, I smoke a little bit and I just drive around. I like it. I like the Lobos, man. Like,
It's the land of enchantment.
Land of enchantment.
It's the Lobos, man.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink the smoke.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
66 in Fayetteville.
Nice morning.
71 in Hot Springs, 70 in Harrison, getting up to the 90s, lower 90s in most of the state today.
A cool down, though, coming later in the week.
I heard.
Yeah, that's the word on the street.
Weather
That's
Dan.
true. That's true. I heard it last night.
Thank goodness.
What kind of cool down?
Dan Scoff alerted us last night on television that by the end of the week there would be a cool down. And lo and behold,
That's
I
how
look
Chuck
at the 10-day
ends
forecast
this
and
weekend.
bang, there it is.
He ends it with the weather.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it
Well,
drifts
it looks
off.
like it's going to be good by the end of the week.
Got to know that kind of stuff.
I was, I don't know about you guys. My biggest concern Saturday night was they're going to score too soon.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss is going to come down, kick
exactly
a field goal,
what I
win the
even-
game.
It's all I was
It
thinking
did
about.
not cross my mind, literally, until Jalen Brown fumbled, that they might not score. I was certain they were going to score. I was just afraid they might not be able to keep Ole Miss from completing a pass or two and kicking a field goal. Of course, he fumbled, and it's all a moot point now. But
I mean, you can always fault that play. Can't fumble the ball. Those effort plays are hard to fault. I mean, you're fighting for yardage. It is part of it. I get it. And when you take the 2 missed field goals and the fumble, I mean, that ends up being the game. We can talk about all the yards they gave up on defense. Ole Miss gave up more yards than Arkansas did. And, yeah, defensively, it's going to be tough to win games if you're not getting stops. But they made a play. They got a defensive turnover, and Arkansas didn't. And you've got to take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves. And one of them was when they had Austin Simmons on one leg in the game for 3 plays.
yeah, couldn't get a push, couldn't get any pressure.
And
on
then
him.
you just had a blown coverage down there on the goal line that allowed him to throw a touchdown pass for the few plays he was in. But I think they'll get better moving forward. We don't know how good Ole Miss is. We don't know. I mean, they certainly look like, an SEC team from a speed and talent standpoint. But I don't know how they're going to play the rest of the year. I mean, that Tulane game is a 12-point spread. They're coming to Oxford. I saw Kiffin talking to his team in the locker room after the game, talking about how they had a really good team coming in there. In Tulane, the next round, he's just getting his guys ready.
I don't know about that.
But it's a 12-point spread.
Ole Miss, the one thing that I did notice was Ole Miss is not as good at running the football this year as they were last year. Arkansas gave up a lot of yards through the air, gave up some points through the air. But I wonder, moving forward, how well is Ole Miss going to be able to move the ball? Because if you've got a really good defense and you hold the other team to, 120 yards roughly, I think that they had rushing, you're going to be able to put some pressure on the quarterback. And you're going to get to him. And that's going to, improve your overall performance. Arkansas did a good job against the run. They couldn't put any pressure on the quarterbacks. And but I do wonder about Ole Miss offensively moving forward. If somebody can put pressure on him and make him a pocket passer, you can beat him. But, Arkansas could not do that Saturday night.
Remember Pittman said he thought the team that ran for the most yards would win the game?
Yeah.
Arkansas had 6 yards, six yards a carry, and they had 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Arkansas ran for a net 221, and they ran for a net 118.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought Arkansas's defense against the run was good, but they just, when you can't put pressure on the quarterback, everything, his timing, you don't rush the throw. There were a couple of times they made him throw to the opposite hash. He had to throw maybe a half second before he wanted to. There was an out pattern over there that he telegraphed, and Julian Neal almost picked it off. But they just weren't able to do enough of that.
Yeah. Gave up 353 yards passing to Chambliss. Taylor Green had over 400 yards total offense. Number one in the league right now in total offense, Taylor Green.
Number one in the country.
Number one in the country.
Yeah.
The whole country.
By almost 30 yards per game.
He looks like we thought he would in terms of last year there was a point where people were talking about benching this guy, and I'm like, we talked about it at the time. I mean, the upside of him. This is a guy you got to get all in on because of the upside he has. And now, apparently, Matt Berry and Paul Feinbaum were on ESPN yesterday talking about how he might be the best quarterback in the league. People are starting to notice a little bit. But I don't know who else you'd want to be your quarterback.
Arkansas's got to win a big game before he's going to get the universal acclaim. If Arkansas had completed that drive and won the ball game Saturday night, America would be talking about Taylor Green.
And it was of no fault of his own.
But now they're going to have an opportunity in a couple of weeks. They're going to play Notre Dame. And one thing to think about, the next 2 Saturdays, Arkansas is going to play on ABC at 11 o'clock in the morning. This is free over-the-air television. And I think that he will get more exposure these next couple of weeks than he's gotten so far. If Arkansas beats Memphis and can upset Notre Dame, he's going to be right back in all these conversations. Well, he's going to be in our conversations, but other people are going to talk about him too. That's what I'm trying to say. But, Arkansas's got to win a game. And when they do, Taylor Green will get all kinds of national attention.
So, Sam Pittman, this is a stat that keeps getting talked about, and it came up right after the game in the news conference, is now 7-18 in one-possession games at Arkansas. Here's what he said when asked about it.
Coach, over the last couple of years, losing by 1 score on the road is some really tough.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I mean, I don't know what I do with it. Tell me what to do. I mean, I don't know what to do.
That's such a lazy question, number one. It's so obvious.
Well, here's the thing. What is the point with that stat? And I think I know, but I want to hear from people who want to continually use this stat. What is the point with that stat? That you're 7-18 in one-possession games. Give me this number. Tell me those games, how many times Arkansas was favored to win the game. Like, if you're going to be critical of the coach, like in-game or whatever, tell me how many times 7-18, and I don't know the answer, but in those 25 games, how many times was Arkansas supposed to win the game? They were the favorite. And then you want to go to recruiting and all, that's fine. But we already know that Arkansas is fighting an uphill battle. They didn't have NIL money. They didn't have, we don't have a huge recruiting base. You could say, like, I'm making excuses. That's not my point. I'm saying, like, you're in these games and giving your team a chance to win, and when they miss field goals and fumbles, and then you want to ask about, oh, you lost another one-possession game. I just don't really understand it. Like, what is the negative connotation that you're trying to articulate with that? Just explain it to me.
There are going to be lots of one-possession games in the SEC. I mean, not just involving Arkansas, but involving lots of teams. And, you know, we hear that term in sports all the time, get over the hump. You know, they can't get over the hump. Most of the time when those phrases are applied to a team, and you can apply it sometimes to Arkansas, so they get right there, and then they can't make the one play to win the game. That's why they say can't get over the hump, because you're
almost win.
I get it. And, you know, that's why I said earlier, I've talked to people that, I knew something bad was going to happen. That's just how it goes for us. I don't know if I completely buy into that, but I get where people are coming from. But when you're, you know, when you're right there and you don't win those games, you become one of those teams that just can't quite get over the hump. And they've been there now for a couple of years.
Reaction Monday, 877-377-6963. Follow us on YouTube. You can watch the show live there or on demand. Ben is in Fayetteville. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, Bo. Good morning, Chuck. Sorry about the game. I think it was a hell of a disappointment. These guys had a
a real chance to, make a statement. A little bit of research I did, Sam Pittman's been the head coach for 54 games. 54 games. Bo, do you know how many fumbles that the Razorbacks have had during those 54 games?
Well, they had a lot last year. I know that.
109 fumbles in 54 games. 109. And how many games have we lost by one possession? I mean, this is death by 109 cuts, not 1,000 cuts, 109 cuts.
So what's your point? What's your point? What's your point on that? Like they don't coach ball security or like it's
don't do this. I
He's
understand stuff. What's
he's
your
a
point?
fumbling coach. Like
what's your point?
He's a chronic fumbling
what's
coach.
My point?
Yeah, what's your point?
You want my point?
Yes, I asked for it. Make
Here's
it.
My point. Ronnie Millsap could see that part of the problem is this is implosion of their own doing. These are failures of their own team. I can't blame a coach. I wouldn't blame a coach. A lot of the ownership needs to come down to the players because Sam Pittman's not fumbling the ball. But instead of treating these players like kids, they're being paid as adults, and it's their fault. It's their fault, and they just got to take some ownership. 109 fumbles, 54 games. The numbers speak for themselves. Ronnie Millsap, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder can see this. That's as simple.
See what?
That's the problem.
All right.
Thank you, Ben. What are we trying to see? The players
109 fumbles.
Right.
Oh, are you drunk? What the hell?
Well, no, his point is they fumble too much, and the players got to take ownership.
I need
for
to
that.
be drunk to like get on his level. Like really, he throws out a stat, but I don't know. Like then he blames it on players. Well, you go get different players. That's what they've done. They have one fumble. Last year they had how many fumbles have they had this year? What did they have last year? 23.
They had a bunch last year.
Well, how many they had this year?
Well, they had
It looks
one.
better to me.
They had one going into the game Saturday.
Yeah, so 2.
Yeah, that's the first one they've lost, I think.
But that's such a, like, I don't, again, you didn't help me understand about the one-score situation here and what the point is with all of that.
Well, his point is they fumbled, and that's why their one-score record's poor, and it's just up to who you blame for that. Some people blame the coaches, and he's saying the players have got to take ownership too. Look, when you win, everybody wins, and when you lose, everybody loses.
But
And I know that's a corny phrase.
He made the point as though like anybody would argue with that.
Yeah.
That players.
Well, are you drunk, Bo? Are you drunk?
I'm thinking about like how quick can we get
I
there?
get what he was saying. It probably could have been made in a better way. I mean, he was speaking in riddles there at the start, and that's never a good beginning.
Bart is in the Chevy of Fayetteville situation room. Bart, your thoughts on the game?
Well,
what are your thoughts, Bart?
Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles in stock right now. Suburbans, Tahoes, Silverados, like the one Chuck has. They've got complimentary loaners. You got to take your car in for service. You're going to get a vehicle to replace it while it's in service if you need it. But the thing about the auto park in Chevy of Fayetteville is when you buy a vehicle there, that's the kind of treatment you just expect all the time. And you're going to keep going back. Chevy of Fayetteville, together, let's drive. What do you have, Bart?
Look, I mean, the offense, the Razorback offense is obviously very, very good. Like, it doesn't take an expert in football to see that, right? They're going to be able to move the ball against any team they play this year. They're going to be able to score points against any team they play this year. But I'll say this, if the defensive line play especially does not get better, and I feel like that's been something we've been saying for a few years now, that they haven't been able to pressure the quarterback. They haven't been great against the run. If they don't get a lot better, it's going to prevent them from having a really good season that the offense can potentially lead them to. There are major issues there along the defensive line. And they got to be fixed. And I'm not sure they can be fixed. Some of it is down to, personnel, and the other team's offensive line is just way better than your defensive line. And you can't get any pressure on the quarterback. You can't get any push up front when they're running the ball. This offense is really good. This is the type of offense that can win you 10 games, that can lead you to a great season. But unless that defense gets figured out, they're not gonna come anywhere close to that, because they're just going to have to outscore every single team they play in a shootout, and that's asking a lot from Taylen Green and the offense.
So can the defense develop? Is the Chevy defensive line?
I don't think I'm being unfair there. I think.
Oh no, I think it's obvious.
Like I mean, there's some serious.
I was looking
for
more. Like how many times they've fumbled in 54 games.
I don't have that.
Understand.
Well, I was trying to
looking for more out of you.
Now the key part of that is how many have they lost?
Yeah.
How many have they lost?
Right.
Fumbles and fumbles lost are different things.
Maybe Bank could call back with that.
I've been trying to look back at just how what you were saying, Bo, about the stat against record in close games. How many games they were favored in? Their record is a favorite in those close games. Their record is a dog in those close games. I haven't gotten all the way through it yet, but obviously the record as an underdog in close games, not very good. Record as a favorite in close games, not where you want it to be either, but better.
8:18 now. It's on the way to school time. Kids, let's have a big Monday. Let's do it. Everybody ready? Ready? Break.
Chuck, you've been around a while, and look, I don't mean that ugly. And Bo, you've been around not as long as Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Has your roof been taking a beating after the summer we had with the heat, the sun, and those sudden storms? Teamwork Roofing and Construction knows your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. And their expert team delivers top-quality roofing and construction services all over Arkansas and beyond. And they only use the best materials while treating every project like it's their very own. Visit their website, teamworkbuilt.com, or you can find them on Facebook. Teamwork Roofing, built on quality, powered by teamwork.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've discovered that if there's no food in the house, you will not eat. If you don't keep snacks, you won't snack.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Sure is. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning.
Roger in Fayetteville, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm glad to be on. I'm telling you, I think this is a vast improvement over last year. I think even the stats, I was looking at the stats yesterday in the Democrat Gazette. We outperformed Ole Miss on a number of 522 yards versus 475. We're looking at the run game was incredible. Our passing game was incredible. But we lost that game because we missed 2 field goals and a fumble. And that was the bottom line to it right there. And I think, we missed Cam Little, but God bless him with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a significant. I missed the third quarter. I listened to the first 2 quarters, and I was excited about the game because I saw that there was going to need to be some halftime coaching, and the statistics show that there was halftime coaching, and they closed off a lot of stuff that the Rebels had. I'm excited about where we're going. I think this was a bellwether game for improvement into the rest of the season. I think the coaching is going to pick up and move these guys forward, and I think we're going to be in really good shape at the end of the year.
Thanks for your take, Roger. Appreciate the call.
The defense in the second half was better. I think they held them to less than 200 yards total offense in the second half, and they got those 2 stops. And so, I'm not saying it's the finished product. It's not, but there was improvement in the second half. Not the kind that you think, man, maybe we do have a shutdown defense. I don't think it was like that. Wasn't like that. But they did get the ball back a couple of times in a freewheeling game, and you got to give them credit for that.
Man, this schedule's tough. I mean, when you watch the other games, A&M looks good, man.
Well, they do.
And Notre Dame is I don't like the fact they've lost 2 games. Arkansas has got to get better. They're what we have said for 3 weeks now. It's the same thing. They're going to be really good on offense. They got to keep Talon healthy. I didn't love seeing him limping around a little bit. That's going to happen. Defensively, they got to figure some things out. In fact, Pittman talked about that after the game.
We got to communicate better. The 2 or 3 of the scores in the first half, we just had cut guys wide open. Couldn't cover a back. We were checking to check, lanes checks, and, we cut all that out in the second half because we had to give our guys a chance. And we didn't open field tackle very well, especially in the first half. Couldn't cover a back and didn't put pressure on the quarterback.
Communication's always important, but it's particularly important when you can't get there with 4, and you're going to have to bring more than that to get to the quarterback, and you're trying to do that, and so assignments change, pretty rapidly as a result of that.
Chris in Fort Smith. Chris, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey, guys, I really enjoyed watching the game on Saturday. It was fireworks in the first half, and then they made the question going into a game is how well can you adjust? And when they came back out from halftime, I feel like both defenses changed it up, made it difficult for the offense. This Arkansas team feels like that E.J. Manuel Clemson team that was really good but just never could win the close ones. And right now, the Lane Kiffin-led Ole Miss team, they're figuring out ways to win the same way that the Kirby Smart-led Georgia teams just figuring out how to win. I feel like in a couple of years, Arkansas is going to be in that same mode where we figure out how to win those small games.
I appreciate your call. I hope it's not a couple of years. I hope they can figure it out sometime this month, to be honest with you. But That's part of it. If you play in this league, you're going to win close. You're going to play in close games, and sometimes those things come in waves. I remember the 21 season, and that's the 1 year that Pittman's been here that everything seemed to go their way. But a lot of one-score wins that year.
Again, we have this thing going on here that where the season begins, and you've talked about it. You either believe in the head coach or you don't. And there may be some people on the fence. And I appreciate the people that are watching the season for what the season is, game to game. But, the fumble in this game doesn't have anything to do with the however many fumbles that they lost prior to that. It's a new season. It's a new game, whatever. At the end of this year, you can then judge this season and then take that season and add it to the totality of the resume. But the idea that everything builds on the year before or the previous 5 years is just not, in my opinion, the correct way to analyze what's happening, especially with the roster turnover that you have in today's game in the portal. So this idea about close games in the past and these numbers and all that, and here's another close loss and whatever, part of that is the schedule, man. If you want to go compare what Eli Drinkwitz has done at Missouri in close games to what Arkansas has done, you're also going to have to throw in there what the schedules are, who the teams they're doing it against are. You got to factor all those things in. But historically speaking, over the last 5 years, I'm not really sure how that's relevant to this year unless you're seeing the same thing happen over and over and over again. Like the offensive line's not any good this year. If we saw that again, you're like, oh my gosh, come on, man. This is they just can't get an offensive line. But the problems aren't the same year after. It's just, what is this season and what is this game that you just played? And what did that look like? And then go to Memphis. What does this game look like? But we got this thing going on that people want to be proved right about the head coach. All that's going to come out. That is going to play itself out. But can we not just look at these games, game to game, for what they are for the season? And can we quit trying to be right on whatever side of the argument it is about the head coach?
You're asking for a lot there, Bo.
Well,
no, you're right.
If you want to enjoy the games, then that's to me how you've got to approach it. But maybe I'm just living in La La Land with that sort of thing. If you want to live in La La Land, you go get you a purple bag from Blakeman's.
Hey, there you go.
That'll take you right there. Put you in a good mood no matter what. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Way more than jewelry, it's about your story. But their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find whatever it is you're looking for. They've got their own diamond tier, and it's where Arkansas gets engaged. But their shopping experience, just browsing around, is unlike anything you'll experience anywhere in our state. That purple bag is undefeated, and at Blakeman's, it's way more than jewelry. It's about your story. Mark your occasion with Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's 8:31. It's Monday morning. Good luck at school today, kids. Family on three. Family on me. 1, 2, 3. Family. The family that listens to the Chuck and Bo show together.
Stays together.
Hey, guys. You're having a great show today.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeickerGriffin.com.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Who's going to be the first to get a Chuck and Bo tattoo? I mean, I think Chuck might do it.
No. You can have mine. You just get two of them.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Take you up on that, Chuck.
What's that?
I'm going to get 2 Chuck and Bo tattoos.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, why not?
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah. 2 for the money.
2 for the money.
877-377-6963. It's your last chance to ask Chuck anything today.
I got a bit of
last segment. He's got to do some. He's on assignment.
Yeah, I'm on assignment.
At about 8:50 this morning.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's just part of what happens here. We got assignments. Mostly it's the show, but then sometimes we've got other things.
Sometimes real life takes over.
It does. Tommy Lee Jones is 79 today. That's real life.
That is real life.
Happy birthday to Tommy Lee Jones. I'd put him up there as one of my favorites. I like some Tommy Lee Jones.
I like Tommy Lee Jones.
I mentioned earlier I was watching a bit of the Charlie Sheen documentary upon recommendation. Whew.
He's lived a wild life.
He said, well, you develop a bit of an understanding of where it all comes from when you hear someone's story. Everybody's got a story, Chuck.
Everyone does.
Everyone has a story. Prince Harry's 41. He's got a story. National Cheese Toast Day today.
Yeah, but it's also National Double Cheeseburger Day. Which do you celebrate? Which do you celebrate? National Double Cheeseburger Day or National Cheese Toast Day?
I'm not really a double cheeseburger guy, but if you had me choose between those two, I'm going with the double protein.
Yeah, I think so too.
Probably at CJ's.
I got nothing against cheese toast, but double cheeseburgers, you know.
And it's also National Online Learning Day.
Yeah, who cares?
You know.
Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. I thought I was saying that.
If we had had virtual when I was a kid, I don't know. I'd probably be, educated.
We couldn't even bring calculators to school. I mean, using a calculator was cheating. I mean, it was cheating. And now it's,
It used to be that way. And two-a-days in football, you couldn't drink water. Yeah. It withhold it from you. Things have changed.
That might not have been the best course.
Well, the kids have it so easy these days.
They taught them to swim, just throwing them in the deep end of the pool. Yeah. Everybody turned out okay.
Yeah, well,
I remember doing like the multiplication tables and like you'd have those sheets and it'd just be a table of 9 times 7. Just all the.
I remember
it was how many you could do quickly.
Yes,
we should do that.
What about flashcards? We need to get flashcards on the Chuck and Bo show. By the way, I want Bart to review the weekend for us real quick. His weekend, not just the locks, but where Bart was right and where he was wrong. Had a lot of fun on the Oaklawn Sports app. I don't know if Oaklawn's having fun with Bart anymore, but he's having fun with them. Bet with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. New customers earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. There's not a better time to download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Take advantage of the Oaklawn Sports new play offer, $1,000 in bonus bets for new customers. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in the promotion. You'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days for up to $100 in bonus bets per day. But you got to download the Oaklawn Sports app to check out all the details. It's an easy app to use, which is what we all appreciate about it. Mm-hmm. Bart, how did you do? Where were you right? Where were you wrong this weekend?
Yeah, obviously the locks all worked out. New Mexico was a 15-point underdog at UCLA, won the game. Georgia Tech, 3.5-point underdog against Clemson, won the game. Georgia Tech now 9-2 against the spread against ranked teams under Brent Key with 6 outright wins. LSU -7 against Florida. DJ Lagway, guys. Everybody thought that guy was going to be awesome. He's bad. Like, he's just not good.
He only had 5 picks. I mean,
Only
really had 5
he had
picks?
5 interceptions.
Wow.
Greg McElroy
Usually they don't
said,
get to play that long.
Greg McElroy said on the broadcast, not his best work. They're going to need. I think he's a good quarterback, but not his best work. They're going to need to go back to the drawing board.
Alabama covered against Wisconsin. That was one that was on my list.
Wisconsin's not good.
Vanderbilt was by kickoff a 3-point dog at South Carolina, won the game outright.
They didn't just win; they won going away.
That's right. Utah covered against
Lenore's,
Wyoming. Lenore Sellers
was
did get
out,
hurt.
but-
Yep. But I still think Vandy wins that game, man.
I do too.
I think there's been a lot of talk about some of these returning quarterbacks in the SEC,
Mm-hmm.
and the only one who seems to be worth anything so far is Taylon Green.
Well, Pavier's.
Diego Pavia.
And
Sorry.
no smart.
The Sooners quarterbacks.
But other than that, other than those 4 guys,
John Mateer.
He's not like a returning SEC guy.
Sorry.
Your points that Sellers may have been overrated.
Sellers
that
and
is a
Lagway
fair point.
certainly seem to
Yeah,
be
Chuck's been on that for a while
overrated.
now. Sellers is overrated.
Well, I don't. You see the spectacular plays; they don't show you highlights of the others.
People, but the media national media fell in love with South Carolina in the offseason.
You're right.
That's right.
But because of the end of last year.
That's right.
But Lagway with Florida, I mean, Florida's defense is good. Florida's defense is good enough to win games, but they're they're bad offensively. They're not good at quarterback. They're just not good at quarterback.
The ones that didn't go my way, Notre Dame against Texas A&M. A&M won on a late touchdown and an extra point there.
That was just a great game.
Back and forth.
The Arkansas game was entertaining.
Whatever the total is going to be in the Arkansas Notre Dame game is not high enough. Just take the over.
They dang near hit the total in the Arkansas Ole Miss game at halftime.
Yeah. That was another one that got a green check mark. The one that really let me down, Pitt. Pitt was a 7-point favorite at West Virginia, and Rich Rod
Backyard
wins
brawl.
the game in overtime. But all in all, a good weekend.
Chuck, I geeked out on this over the weekend. I'm listening to the game, the Georgia Tech Clemson game, in between like running errands and then watching some of it on TV. And I'm listening to Sirius XM, and I hear this. I think it was the Clemson Georgia Tech game. And they go, all right, there's a replay. And all of a sudden, I start hearing the officials talking. And I'm like, is this supposed to be happening? Because I've never heard the officials talking, like mic'd up, carrying this live. This is what I'm hearing.
Replay review.
A replay review.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated.
Again, collaborative replay with the ACC Operations Center. They're allowing us to listen in.
That's the ball right there in his right arm. Yes. There's his helmet getting lost in the pack. Yes. Right? You never see the ball cross the line of scrimmage or the goal line. Agreed. You see his helmet? That's the best shot we got. We don't have anything else from replay or from production at this moment.
The ruling on the field.
So the ruling on the field is going to be upheld.
All right, what do we need to do with the clock?
The clock is in a good place. All right, so we're going to go, because we're going to start it back. 25 seconds on the play clock, and it's going to be hot. Yep, and you're going to be just short of the goal line, too, on that ball. All right, so the clock currently reads 59 seconds, 25 seconds on the play clock. Ruling on the field is upheld, and the clock's going to start on the ready, correct? Yes. Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
That's a different one than the one I heard. But as a fan, now you get a sense of what's going on when they go to a replay.
You know, the one thing that we heard right there, oftentimes it's resetting the clock that turns it into a marathon.
Or where the ball's going to be spotted.
Well, yeah, and in that case, they had a pretty good idea right away that the call was going to be upheld. And by the way, it's not confirmed or anything like that anymore. It's upheld or overturned. That's it. But resetting that clock's always a big conversation point.
You got to get to your assignment.
Yeah.
Great job today,
Think they're
Chuck.
waiting on me?
Great job. Well, we don't want anybody waiting on you.
Thank you.
know better.
Thank you,
Chuck
gentlemen.
Barrett, everyone.
Great to, thank you.
8:45
Thank
on
you so
the
much.
Now Bo Show. He's Chuck Barrett.
He's Bo Mattingly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help. Grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a Pop-A-Shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When you see the bubble, does that mean they're texting you, or does it just mean they're texting?
No, it means they're texting you.
Because sometimes you'll see the bubble, and then they'll think, no, I guess I don't want to say that.
It's like when I text you at night, good night, I'm thinking about you, Chuck, I love you. And I see the bubble come on, and it goes off.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Now, certainly came down to the end where we had a chance to win it, and unfortunately we couldn't. But I was really proud of our offense. They kept us in it. Our defense couldn't do anything in the first half, especially most of the game. We got problems there. We got to get them fixed. But the offense kept us in the game there, and then the defense got a 3 and out. We had a chance to win at the end. But two good SEC football teams out there, unfortunately. We came up on the short end.
Tough deal, man. We just talked about going into the game. You got to find a way to win. It would have been such an amazing week around here, and I know Razorback fans just haven't had that week in a long time. You've had some big wins. You've had some upsets and some surprises, but having that win early in the season just does so much for everybody's confidence. The team, I think, will go to Memphis and handle business, and then we'll be back to this similar situation against Notre Dame. I don't love that Notre Dame has 2 losses. I would have rather that not happened. But the other side of that is you just don't know what their psyche is going to be like when they get here. They play Purdue before they play Arkansas, so I guess they play Purdue this week.
They do.
Then
Purdue's coming off a trip out west to USC. They hung around for a little bit. They fought. I think they ended up covering the spread.
The Fighting Barry Odoms.
That's right.
Trying to outdo last year's 1-win performance before he got there. By the way,
they're in a lot better shape now.
The Razorback raffle opened early for the Notre Dame game, so you have weeks here to get in on it, and it's at $20-something thousand right now, RazorbackRaffle.com.
By the way, I saw where the spread for the Arkansas-Memphis game opened at 4.5. Like those are some of the first lines I saw coming out. It's now 7.
It opened at 4.5.
That's the initial line that I saw from a couple of college football reporters on Twitter.
Okay.
I saw it as low as 5.5. I never actually saw it at 4.5, but it's now the Hogs a 7-point favorite at Simmons Bank, Liberty Stadium, or whatever.
With
it's
a
called
hole
now.
in it.
Yeah,
a construction hole.
That's right.
Will they get like 30,000 in there right now? Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Hey, WT Equipment is family owned and locally operated. They're a dealership with 8 locations all over Arkansas. They're Arkansas people helping Arkansas folks. Whether you're running a farm, managing a job site, taking care of your own land, WT Equipment has the tools to get it done with trusted brands like New Holland, Bobcat, Hustler, Steel. Their expert staff is there to help you find exactly what you need, and their commitment service runs deep. They are great with all of that. Bobcat's one of their specialties, just like their Arkansas roots. They're getting it done with Arkansans every day. Great people to talk about the Hogs with. Farming or equipment. WTEquip.com. You can check them out online, and let's go to work. How about Isaac Teslaw? I mean, he makes another great catch, it seems like, every week.
2 catches.
There's Goff. Oh, he does it again. The rookie Isaac Teslaw made a sensational catch last week. Not a touchdown this time.
One-hander, both feet inbounds.
Unbelievable.
The Lions feel like they've become the cradle of Razorback players.
That's right.
We had Ragnoll there forever, Skipper there. We had Jake Bates, the kicker, and now we got Teslaw.
Yeah.
Showing out with one-handed catch. That was another amazing catch. He's just highlights.
He's had 2 catches this year, and they are both candidates for catch of the year in the NFL.
People were like, who is this guy?
It's insane, man.
Well, we'll be back and talk about it tomorrow. What does this game leave you thinking about the Razorbacks? It's kind of where I am. And the other thing, man, is watching all the other teams play is interesting.
Who's really good, man?
Well, there's a lot of teams left on this schedule that look pretty dangerous. It is just week to week, man. Who shows up, how they play. Can we kind of expect what we saw from Talon to continue? Because if we can, then it's going to have a huge impact, I think, on what Arkansas can do. Have a great Monday. Chuck and Bo Show. I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. And members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee. And for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
The Razorback Raffle is back. This raffle is a new and exciting way to support Razorback athletics, whether you're inside Razorback Stadium or calling the Hogs anywhere in the great state of Arkansas. Our inaugural raffle jackpots grew to nearly $500,000 last spring. Now you can be our next big winner, even if you're not in the stadium. Get your raffle ticket purchased to have a chance to win big right now at RazorbackRaffle.com.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're